Hello there.
General Kenobi!
Hey guys, Comet here. So it's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah, about that. Maybe it would be easier if I just started at the beginning. So I first established my channel back in high school to show off and give a tutorial on my multi-floor elevator in Minecraft that I built out of redstone. I doubt any of you watching now even know about that. You probably know me for my Oxygen Not Included videos. The Overly Science series was great, and I actually really enjoyed making that. So I was stuck at home during the pandemic and had quite a bit of free time. I figured I was already playing the game, I might as well just record it and then add some commentary. I wasn't really expecting it to blossom into what it became. And as I saw my viewer count starting to rise, I started to feel obligated to then increase the production value to match. And it soon became more of a chore than playing and enjoying games. So I tried to diversify to keep my interest. I tried Subnautica, Factorio, Satisfactory, but I didn't see quite as much support for those games than I did for Oxygen Not Included. So that drove me to the Spaced Out expansion to try and keep things fresh, and I genuinely did not like that expansion. I mean, I know why Clay made it. It's a lot easier to simulate a bunch of small colonies than it is one big one, but I never felt like my colonies could properly integrate. I don't know if that's a failing on my part or just a fundamental flaw in the game. Let me know if you prefer the DLC or the main game. And then my last effort to try and keep the channel going was the extreme hardcore playthrough. And I only made it like 3 episodes in before I realized that was a complete mistake. I just couldn't bring myself to press the record button anymore. But right around this time, COVID policies were loosening and things were kind of returning back to normal. I actually tried going back to school after switching my major, I don't know, like 5 times. I started right out of high school with computer science, and then I switched to psychology, and then I thought, no, I don't want to be a psychologist. I want to be a psychiatrist. So the only difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist is a medical degree. So that means I have to go through all of the pre-med, become a doctor, and everything. So I was taking biology classes, chemistry classes, and I didn't really like it. So then I switched to music. And right about this time, I actually also got my real estate license. So this would be November of 2019, and started working for a broker in February of 2020. So that was right when COVID hit. So I couldn't host open houses, I couldn't build my client base, and it was kind of a disaster. And that's what led to me making the videos in the first place. And I just couldn't really find a direction for myself during this time. I even tried taking some music classes and then even switching to finance, and none of it stuck. So during all of this, my brother had actually moved to Utah for school, and he absolutely despised where he was living. That's going to be important, we'll come back to that, because back at home, where I was living with my parents, which wasn't their house but my grandparents' house, my grandparents' children, so my dad and 3 of his sisters, all have equal share of the house, and some of them wanted to sell, but some of them didn't. So long story short, I had to leave. And since my brother was really hating it over here in Utah, it just made a lot of sense for me to come over here, and then we actually share an apartment here now. So I work as a night auditor for the Hotel Monaco in Salt Lake City. It's the graveyard shift, so 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. And I'm just down at the front desk doing paperwork, helping anyone that might come out in the middle of the night. So instead of living with my parents and giving piano lessons every once in a while, I share an apartment with my brother. I have a full-time job with health insurance. So all things considered, I think I'm doing pretty well now. With this stability and a consistent schedule, I can really set aside some time to start making videos again. So there's been a few games that have come up since my last upload, which was like 2 years ago or something like that. I really want to try out, well, I have tried out, but I really want to try making a series on Captain of Industry. I'm going to keep doing Oxygen Not Included videos, of course, but I want it to be more like the original videos. So just a regular playthrough on a regular map, back to the basics. I'm thinking about doing Satisfactory again, but only once the full game gets released, because I've never actually beaten the game, given all the hours I put into it. It just gets so complicated towards the end. I don't think I'm going to be doing any Factorio videos. I think Nilaus has kind of already beaten that game to death. And once I get my new computer, I might do some more Subnautica stuff with higher resolutions. Because right now, the computer I have is like 7-ish years old. It's a 1070 Ti, which can kind of do a little bit more than 60 FPS at 1080p. So I think it would be really cool if I could do 4K content, now that I'm actually making some money. But there's two things I can guarantee. There will be a new Oxygen Not Included series, and there will be a Captain of Industry series. If I have time, I may throw in Satisfactory. We'll see about that one though. Now, I'm not too sure how many people are even still really interested in this channel anymore after my prolonged absence, but I'm doing this for me, just like I was in the beginning. So, to those of you who still are interested, I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.